From KUNC and the NPR network, this is In The NoCo. I'm Erin O'Toole. If winter in Steamboat Springs revolves around skiing and snowboarding, for a lot of people, July and early August in Steamboat is all about tubing on the Yampa River. People rent a tube in downtown Steamboat, they hop into the river just a few steps away, and float past wildlife and hot springs. But it's very likely commercial tubing season on the Yampa will be alarmingly short this year. The Steamboat pilot reports that city officials may close the river to tubing as soon as next week because of warm temperatures and low water flows. So why is this happening? To find out, we reached out to John Chalstrom with the Steamboat pilot and Craig Daily Press. He also spends a lot of his time on the Yampa River as a fly fishing guide. John said tubing on the Yampa is a unique summer experience.
I think it's something that has grown over the years as a tradition, and also the proximity of the river just flowing right through downtown Steamboat Springs. And it really is the perfect size, a perfect depth with enough rapids and a couple of small drop-offs that make it exciting and adventurous. So I think a lot of things kind of combine to make it the perfect place.
John, could you help us understand how important recreation on the Yampa River is for the economic health of Steamboat Springs?
Well, the Yampa River and the Yampa Valley in general is really the lifeblood of Northwest Colorado. Its origins are in the flat tops that are southwest of Steamboat Springs. It flows right through Steamboat. It is a vital system to the entire lifestyle of the Yampa Valley. So the health of the river is very important. It's something that I think residents take very seriously. You know, from a commercial point of view, everyone loves recreation, whether it's kayaking, rafting, tubing, angling. The Yampa River draws all of those things together. And it is a very large contributor to the economic base of Steamboat Springs in the summertime.
Yeah.
That's why a closure does impact a lot of people, and it's a ripple effect.
Sure.
But, you know, I think the health of the river and maintaining a healthy ecosystem is really first and foremost.
As we mentioned, the Yampa could close to tubing any day now because of low water flows and warm temperatures. You've reported that this wasn't due to a lack of snowpack. Why are water levels dropping so quickly?
You know, there are a lot of variables, and I've spent a lot of time studying this issue. The river will be closed to commercial operations, as you said, because of low flow, meaning under 85 cubic feet per second, and 2 days of sustained water temperatures of 75 degrees. Why are we in this situation? It's not just as simple as looking at snowpack. There are multiple variables involved. We did have average to above average snowpack in the Yampa Valley this last winter.
Right.
However, it melted very quickly, and probably we saw a melt that accelerated a lot quicker than what is good for maintaining healthy flows throughout the summer. The second thing is that there was lack of adequate rainfall in the valley. Now, when we don't have spring rainfalls, what happens is the ground is dry.
Okay.
And we are going to have a lot of moisture that just immediately goes into the river and flows off. That can cause sedimentation issues that compound some of the oxygen levels, which is another variable used for closing. And now we have had very high heat in the month of June, especially the last 3 weeks. Yesterday, it was in the low 90s in downtown Steamboat.
Wow.
So there are a lot of compounding issues that are impacting this.
John, how would you describe the mood among local river outfitters? And what are they saying about how this early closure would impact their business?
You know, it's going to have an impact on business for the tubing operators and those who have aquatic craft in the river, as well as the fly fishing industry. But quite frankly, even though it will impact their business, that's undeniable. Everyone really shares in Steamboat a love for the Yampa River and the desire to protect it. And I think that that's, really speaks to the positive spirit that we have in the area regarding the love of the river and, the need to maintain a healthy river.
Yeah.
There's agricultural uses. There is just maintaining a healthy ecosystem. The fish species that live in the river are cold water species that just do not do well in warm water. The next question is, how long would that closure take place? Again, in my conversations with various agencies in the area, this could be a long-term closure, and the only thing that's going to reverse it is radically reduced river temperatures, water temperatures, and sustained rainfall.
John, you spend a lot of time on the river, in part as a part-time fly fishing guide. How have you noticed the river changing over the past decade?
That's difficult to answer because we've had some years, like last year, we only had a 2-day closure. 2 years ago, the river was almost closed, but because of sudden rain in late July, we avoided a closure. 3 years ago, there was an extended closure. But I think my biggest concern, like this morning when I did look at the river conditions, had about 6 or 8 unusually warm water for this time of year. And I think that that's just something we have been saying. Obviously Colorado has been in a prolonged drought. We have concerns about a rapidly changing environment. And I think most agencies, organizations, and businesses support doing what it takes to preserve a healthy river ecosystem.
Well, the impacts of climate change are likely going to be with us for a long time. If these trends with low water levels and warmer temperatures continue, how do you see local outfitters and river guides adapting?
It's going to be very difficult. I think that they will adapt, but there may be some activities that are curtailed. I think we will have to plan for shorter seasons and have to be able to really keep, first and foremost, the concept of doing what we can to maintain a healthy river system. And if some of the recreational needs need to come second, I think most people understand that and get that.
John Chalstrom, a writer and editor with the Steamboat Pilot and the Craig Press, spoke with me Thursday about water conditions in the Yampa River. We'll include a link to their reporting on this year's tubing season on the Yampa in our show notes and at KUNC.org. And we'd love to know what you think about this or any of our episodes. You can drop us a line at NoCo@KUNC.org. That's NOCO@KUNC.org. And to make sure you never miss an episode, follow the show for free anywhere you listen to podcasts. That's it today for In The NoCo. I'm Erin O'Toole. Thanks so much for listening.